Hello, everybody. And yes, blessings to you too, Bat Mom. I know you're going through a lot. I have this feeling. So my thoughts and prayers are with you. Hello, Vixen. How you doing, dear? I hope you're having a good night. Thank you for joining me. It's just me and you, it looks like right now. So I hope you're having a good week so far. And I guess welcome to Hump Day night. And just waiting for everybody else to see who all pops in. Hello, dear Bat Mom. I hope you're well and safe. And yes, a lot of blessings to you too. And I've got a lot of you in my mind lately, so I know a lot of people going through stuff. So I have a lot of people on my projects. We are safe. Good. I'm glad you're safe. Good. And I hope you're well. And it will get better. Believe me, it does get better. Believe me, I've hit rock bottom a couple times. It's a rough ride. But it makes you stronger. So, doing very well. Ghost Dragons, and actually had a dream that involved a dragon. Is that the same dream you were talking about Tuesday? I'm good. A little tired, a little frustrated. It's been a long week for me. Actually, it's been a long couple weeks. And I've got a daughter I'm a little worried about, and kids, and her grandkids. Hello, Mr. Ryan Tremblay. Let the monsters in. I let the monsters in a long time ago. We have one hell of a party sometimes. Good to see everybody. I'm going to freshen my screen here real quick. There we go. Much better. Now, this was my first dragon dream ever. Ooh. Actually, in one of my dreams where I believe I'm a samurai because it looks like kind of the Shogun era. I'm in the middle of a battle and a dragon flies over. And that's happened a couple times. But I can never figure out if he's the good guy or a bad guy. So I hope it was a good dream though. Goes before I forget, I shot Gemma my digits. You are to use them too. Okay, sounds good. I'll make sure I get them from her. Depending on the color of the dragon, it could be a positive sign. Yes, I know a lot about dragons. I have a number of books, but I like to leave this one out. This is one of my favorites, just because it's kind of a cool book. Yes, your more reds, blacks tend to be more of your aggressive dragons. Lighter colored dragons tend to be a little more on the good side, loving. Though there are some ice dragons out there that could be kind of mean. But yeah, I guess it would be the sign that the color of the dragon does make a difference. Yeah, I would say that. That's a very true statement. But also depends on where you're at too, because in other countries and cultures it could be quite different. Well, hello there, Mr. Roger Blair. I hope you are well. Thank you for joining me. I'm convinced I was a dragon in a past life. I hide from people. I hoard things. Yeah, I'm the same way. You know, I like hanging out in my cave. But I was never really a sociable guy. You know, I had friends, very small group, 2 that I still have to this day. Edna, how you doing, dear? I hope you're having a good day and a good week. But yeah, I'm the guy that goes to the party and sits in the corner and watches everybody. Well, hello there, Miss Heather Nicky. I hope you are well. Wow, what a crew. Thank you all for showing up. I appreciate it. And if anybody's got anything they'd like to talk about, like we're talking about Dragon's Now, please don't be afraid to bring it up. Let everybody say their highs. Now the dream was kind of sad. It was made wingless. I couldn't figure out if it was the dragon or what was going on. It was a wingless dragon, or it was somebody took his wings. Interesting. You should write that down. Send it to me. Anyway, tried the new game, Silent Tennis. It's just like tennis minus the racket. No, I haven't, but it's interesting. Oh, excuse me. My hamburger's not sitting well on me. I was like lazy tonight. It's been a busy day. I literally came home, sat for been gone all day, and then came home and sat for like a half hour, not even that, long enough to drink a cup of coffee and start dinner. And I'm still on the go. I'm surprised my voice was really bad earlier. It was just hoarse. That's funny. Tennis, it's just like tennis, but minus the racket. I have to keep saying that in my head because I'm trying to visualize this game. But you're winking, so yeah, I can't do a thing with my hair. I just watched it. And if Gemma's watching, have a pleasant night, sweetie. And we'll see you Friday. Please rest well. Yes, that's right. She is doing Oracles Friday night at 7:15, so I hope to see you all there. I'm sure I will. It lost one in a battle, then the other one was cut off. That is kind of sad, especially. I mean, there are dragons that fly without wings, but to have a dragon loses wings, that's a rough thing. And it just makes them meaner. Then they become really angry. Everything becomes crispy or frozen. Depends on the type of dragon it is. Or washed away. That's just sad. That does make me sad. Because I always imagined me being a winged dragon who likes waffle sandwiches and cartoons. Well, actually, anime. Cartoons / anime. So I must be a Japanese dragon with a touch of American. But yeah, it hasn't been a bad day. Like I said, it's been busy. Been busy, busy, busy. I mean, it's like even Tuesday, I was running before the stream. Then after stream, I was back to running again. I haven't had a chance to play games with Little Man. Bad joke. Yeah, well, sometimes bad jokes come off. You think they're bad, but once everybody starts thinking about it, right now, just about anything would probably go over my head. So what's up with everybody? Anybody got any good plans other than be with Gemma Friday night? Anybody got any plans? Pretty sure tomorrow Laura's off, but I don't know for sure. Nothing's been said. So, excuse me a second. So I'm taking she's streaming every other week. So if she doesn't stream tomorrow night, I'm gonna try to rest. as long as I can get somebody on their merry way tomorrow. But it's looking like either Friday or Saturday. But I hope you're doing well and you're having a good week. It was just me and you last Friday, Edna. I enjoyed that conversation. I just was missing the crowd, but that's all right. The show must go on, as one might say. Plus, I enjoy, even with there's one person in chat, I do enjoy the conversation. And I enjoyed our conversation that day. I always enjoy our conversations. I enjoy all of your conversations. And I really love seeing everybody. So, let the monsters in. I need to make sure that Gemma gives you a wrench. Okay? So you can post your links for us. Okay? I did write it down when you came in and noted it. So, tough week already. Yeah, I have a feeling you were having a rough one. Just hang in there. Yeah, we'll get better. You're a strong lady. Got faith in you. Somebody above does too. So just stay tough. The tougher the week, the tougher you get. Just remember that. I know it's hard sometimes, believe me. I do know it's hard. Okay? I'm looking at you. Yeah, I know it's hard. So, and that goes with all of you in here. We're going to have good weeks and we're going to have bad weeks. And things are going to get kind of crazy. So just, well, Edna, like I said, maybe it's time for second opinions. Maybe it's time for second opinions. I really think my mom could still be alive today. But we've all come to conclusions that we're pretty sure these doctors let her go. They didn't do what they could have done. And makes Dad kind of mad because there was some unresolved issues that he should have had time to resolve. And he didn't. And he blames the doctors. So maybe it's time to go get second opinions. And I will say that to everybody. If you don't like what you're hearing, no matter doctor, anything, go get a second opinion. Go get a third opinion if you're still not pleased. But always keep an open mind. But yeah, I had a feeling you were having a kind of a tough week. So, Vixen, you got anything fun planned this weekend? Saw my doctor, he's getting me a second opinion. I'm going to tell you something, Edna. That's good. But sometimes, if you don't like that second opinion from that doctor guy, find your own doctor or call your insurance company and talk to them about suggesting another doctor to get an opinion from. Okay? But that's good. At least he's working with you on that. If the list of negative side effects is longer than the benefits. See, I'm the same way, Vixen. I am the same way. That's only I'm down to 4 meds. And because I got destroyed by black mold in an apartment apartment complex back in the day, I'm on 2 inhalers. So, they had me on a bunch of medicine at one time. And between the fact that they didn't work, or the side effects were made me worse, or the side effects were worse than the cons were not as, if the cons were worse than the pros, I stopped taking it. I may be going to a giant indoor flea market. Oh, I love those. We have them around here too. Oh, hello, Mr. Halstead. I hope you're having a good night. Thank you for the waffle sandwiches with the waffles. I trust Bar. That's pretty funny that you see a Dr. Barr when my doctor has a Dr. Barr in his office too, which is hilarious. I wonder if they're related. Anyways, he took blood and urine today. I've been really sick past few days. But there's still some stuff going around. My middle daughter Samantha had it real bad. I mean, my ex was really concerned about maybe even taking her to the hospital. And then she had it too before the daughter had it. The ex had it. She had it so bad that a couple times she actually thought she was having a heart attack. But they're all good now. When I was over there today, I didn't get to see Samantha. I wish I'd stayed just a little bit longer, but Dad's been hard to get out of the house, let's say. So I didn't want to leave him alone because he doesn't answer his phone when I call to check on him. So I try not to stay away for too long, but like today I was gone most of the day. Yesterday I was gone in and out. Yeah, I went to the hospital last week. I think you said that. It's the meds. I figured it was. Here, let me put some chapstick on. I took a shower and I'm still dry. So what did they tell you then? Or did they just give you medicine and send you on your merry way? A lot of times that's what they try to do with me. So I won't go unless I absolutely have to. And that's usually just to get the shot. Because I don't do the shots at home anymore. Mark, I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, Ryan, just let me know. And I'll remember to make sure if you're still in here, I will make sure that I remind Gemma to give you a wrench. I'd like to have you post your stuff in here. And yeah, I'll ask her for your digits. I like how you said that. I think me and you could have some good conversations. I'd like to have you on it sometime too. I think Gemma would too. You would be a good guest to have on, Vixen. As for me posting the link in chat, she would prefer me not to. But if somebody wants to come on, I can't send it through Messenger anymore and stuff like that. So you would have to give me your email and I would have to send it through. That was the problem I had with Pixie last week. Usually I just send her the link in the email. And I usually, when I send Pixie the link to come into StreamYard, I just send it to her in Messenger, but they haven't been offering it. And it kind of bums me out. I don't know if they're still not doing it. So I don't know what the deal is with that. So if you would like to come on, just let me know and I'll send it to you on an email, because my email is in my profile on my page. You just go to my page, go to about or whatever that is, and my email's right there. That's good. I'm glad you're feeling better tonight, Mark. That's awesome. Now we can get Edna to kick some doctors' butts and step it up a notch for her and a couple other people. I'll be happy. Hello, Guardian Jackpot. Yes, I do, Vixen. I believe I do. Let me make sure. But I'm pretty sure I did. You had sent me a picture at one time of your ring, I believe. Let me make sure. Dun, dun, dun. It's funny. Actually, it would be in here. Let me make sure. Holding down the fort Ghost. Yeah, it's just me on Wednesday nights. Give Gemma a break. She will be on Friday for Oracle's Friday night at 7:15. Laura's off tomorrow night, I believe. So tomorrow's a free night for me. And then, of course, I will be on again Saturday night for Gemma's replays. I'm just making sure that I do have Vixen's email. Yes, I do. Okay. Would you like to come on sometime, Vixen? That's good, Mark, to hear. Keep that feeling, yep. Keep that feeling, Mark. Confidence is key. When you feel positive with yourself, that's what. Sure, okay, why not? Okay. Um, let's do this, Vixen. Um, why don't you want to be my guest? Would you like to come on with me and Gemma, or would you like to come on just with me? I'm going to leave that up to you. I mean, we could use some guests on Tuesday Talk, but I don't know what your schedule is. Just let me know. I would love to have you in, and just let me know if your Tuesday or Wednesday would be good for you, and I'll email you, and we'll go from there. Because I would love to have you on. I would love to have Ryan on. So, and I would like to have guests on here, but I like when me and Gemma have guests on Tuesdays too. But yeah, just let me know, and I will make. I'm going to make this kind of a casual night tonight. I am tired. It's going to probably last till midnight. I might go a little longer. We'll see how I feel. Whatever works for you, Tuesday would be great. I will let Gemma know if she's not watching. Well, I'd love to have you in, and we'll go from there. And I will email you. I will talk to probably Gemma tomorrow, and I'll either email you tomorrow night or sometime Friday before Oracles, if that's all right with you, and just kind of keep an eye on your email, and we'll go from there, because I would love to have you on. Like I said, I'd like to have Ryan on too. I know everybody's got some funky schedules. You know, they work and stuff like that, plus jog YouTube around. So, yeah. But yeah, I'd love that. And I think Gemma would love that too. Because remember, we tried to have you on the one time. And I think you and Gemma would have a good conversation. I try to let Gemma do a lot of the talking on Tuesdays, or of course on Oracles. You know, I'm kind of a nuisance sometimes on Oracles. So, but I kind of fill in the gaps, and it helps with me keeping the list. But on Tuesdays, I pretty much let her run that gambit too, because that's really one of the only days she gets on with you guys where she's not, concentrating on the cards and everything else. And so I'd like to let her talk. Yeah, there's times I have things to say, but I like to listen to her ramble too. So yeah, the link went wonky that night. Yeah, and I've had problems with it before, but it's weird now because, like I said, we can't send it through Messenger anymore. You have to email it. And they actually give you an option, I guess. It looks like they give you an option. They either give you can use Gmail or email. I don't know what the difference is. But yeah, I will talk to Gemma tomorrow. And if she's not watching tonight, we'll see. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she sleeps. I mean, she's been writing. She's pumping out books. So that's another thing. I'd loved. I'm trying to reach. I love this. And I'm waiting for my copy of The Encounters, Midnight Visitors. I'm also waiting for my copy of Campfire Stories, Encounters. Yeah, please get those books. I know they're boom, boom right after each other. Just give it time. I told her to give it time. When you're pumping out books like that, guys. But yeah, and as for the Campfire Stories, the wood counters, the forest counters and stuff like that, I'm telling you, those are going to be good because I know about some of them, and there's some good ones in that. So and then it's only $8, and they're all on Amazon. Found Your Shorts. Yeah, I watch them too. I don't know if Vixen knows that. I've watched them too. Yeah, but we'll take care of that. Laura doesn't seem to have a problem. Now, they were great when I was sending them through Messenger. Yeah, Messenger is connected with Facebook. Edna. But, that's sometimes the best way to send it if you want to get somebody to the link fast. But apparently they don't offer it anymore. So I don't know if YouTube and StreamYard and Facebook are having a problem. I know that I have to watch saying a certain R word now, but yeah, please. And if you have the books, please make sure you leave a positive review on those books. Awesome books. I love that one. I can't wait, but I can't wait to read the Encounters book and the Campfire Stories. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why they did that, why SteamYard did that. But it's like I noticed on YouTube now, I have to watch saying the R word, and I'll post her link for that here pretty soon. So because I would like to have her try streaming either a Tuesday talk on there or even Oracles one night and see how it goes. Because she gets to keep all the monetization on it, and she gets to keep all the tips. And I think that would be a big help for her right now. You know, this is, books are going to take a while to make some money. So right now, this is it. And I like to see her push a little harder. And some of that money goes to keeping this stream running and this channel running. So thank you, Garden. This spring, we'll have to buy some professional gear and make a longer vids so I can post longer songs and poems. Ooh, yeah, I like those, and I love that. Speaking of spring, Vixen, I have spring flowers. Yeah, I have some of my stuff is popping up too. This weather's weird. And the thing is, we're not done with winter. It's coming back, and it may come back with a good roar too. So, but the El Nino is weakening a little bit. The waters are getting a little cooler now. So, and that does kind of give it a chance to really ramp up for the winter, especially for the east. So we'll just have to wait and see. Everything is still a guessing game. I always said that most weathermen cannot predict anything more than 3 days. And even then it's touchy because things change fast. Weather changes fast. So you just got to stay on it. But yeah, I have flowers coming up too, which kind of worries me. I may have to go out and get some mulch to put on top of them, kind of protect them in case it does happen, if the winter does come back with a roar. Catching up on chat. Yeah, there's a couple of people that come in her streams that have really good really good channels. Start the poems less gear. Yeah. I don't have anything fancy. Now, when the weather does straighten up, I still want to do a stream outside by the fire pit. That will happen. I just never I got it set. Had it set up and ready to rock, and things just got crazy. Oh, on Valentine's Day? Well, actually, Mark, don't count on that. Okay, because things change. That's still a ways away, and things can change. I'm able to buy a trailer in this park that end of March. I would be able to plant another bee and butterfly sanctuary and feed the birds. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we I do that here at the house. I make sure there's plenty of flowers for butterflies and bees and hummingbirds. We get hummingbirds, and I love to watch the hummingbirds. Hey, Blue. Um, but yeah, I do all that up in my gardens too. Dad loves it. I have a pretty good green thumb. I can get things popping. That was useless. Hmm. Sorry about that. I am super dry tonight. Yeah, well, usually the Farmer Almanac is one of my favorite things. And it will be mild, but we're gonna. They say mild, but you always get a couple good snowstorms, and the mildness had a lot to do with the El Nino, and with El Ninos, usually from the mid east, the west, the center of America, but like Indiana, Illinois, and over all the east coast and everything, usually has a north. A lot. It's during an El Nino. It's stormier down south, drier north, and then you have the chance for those northeasterns to come in up in the upper northeast. But it has been mild, and it probably will be mild. But I can guarantee there'll be a couple good storms in. Some of my poems are longer than 12 or 15 seconds. YouTube gives me. Well, then you make a video out of them. You post a video. It's all right to have like a 5-minute video. You know what I'm saying? Do a couple of them. If you can't do a short, if you can't fit them in a short, do a video with a couple of them. Break them up in a video and then upload. Well, hello there, Mr. Ralph. You said you'd stop by. No, here you're not late. Just like in any of our streams, you're never late. You're always on time. But never count me out. Hope you are all good night. So I'm tired. Like I said, I'm a little tired, a little frustrated. Been a lot going on in the background of my life. So, but it's good to see you. I hope everybody's well in the fam. You're another one I keep a lot in thoughts. Like I said, I have a long prayer chain. I go down every morning and every night. And if I sneak it in during the afternoon, I do it in the afternoon. So I hope the fam is doing good. But seriously, Vixen, if you got some long poems that you can't do in a short, spread them out and put them in an upload. Put like a transition between them or something. I would like to see that. Hey, alien believers, welcome. You're a new one, I believe. Welcome. I think most of us believe in aliens in this room, or some sorts of or form, I should say. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Ralph, you have big plans for tonight? Chris, you have big plans? Well, Blue, I'm sorry. You have plans for the weekend? Does everybody have good plans for the weekend, other than being with Gemma on Friday night at 7 o'clock, 7:15? Like I said, I believe, or the other. Yeah. I believe Pixie's off tomorrow night. So it'll be Gemma Friday night, 7:15, until we run out of people. Please try to have your name in there by 10. It just makes it helpful. After that, she gets last call. She gets final call. And then I'll be on at midnight Saturday night. Fingers crossed, as long as nothing happens. Yeah, or the other. I think people are starting to believe in a lot more things nowadays. I think everybody's starting to open their eyes a little bit more and be more aware. But I have to say, when it comes to the videos, I'm a little more concerned about some of these people falling for the AI stuff, because there's a lot of it out there. Or there always has been fake stuff out there, but sometimes that AI stuff can be pretty convincing. And that worries me because that discredits everything. Visit with friends coming through town. There you go. On the way to the Smokies. For the only clips and mixes of other videos are that short. Go to creators to with your account. Not sure what the max on shorts. I think the max on shorts is 60 minutes, isn't it? 60 seconds. I'm not sure. I'm going to look into that. I don't. Gemma makes the shorts and enjoy her shorts. She can still have too much fun sometimes, which is good. It's good to see her have fun. And I know she likes making them too. So I'm going to look into that because I have never made a short. Yeah, I'd have to have Gemma. Always and forever. Trying to keep up on, because like I said, these nights and after Gemma's replay, I leave it to you guys to have fun and talk. I'm kind of like just the moderator who starts rambling every so often. Yeah, that's the key, Vixen, is just play with it, experiment. You'll figure it out. It's the best way to do it. That's what I'm doing with I'm going to go ahead and say Rumble, is I'm trying to figure things out for her. Yeah, I could tell you were a little agitated the other day from the one post. Yeah, I was not a happy camper. And completely understand sometimes. Yeah, sometimes we gotta let it out and show it, and let them know they can do more than just smile. Yep, I agree. We just gotta show the teeth. Yeah, I like Rumble. I split my difference on them. One day I'll spend some time here, and then I go over there. But I always watch both of them very closely. All you have is a phone. Probably need a laptop. If you get a laptop, I can't show you my camera, but I'm not even with the newer laptops, I'm not real impressed with the camera. So I have a PC and I have a laptop. Also have a note. But see, the laptop I use mostly for deep web stuff. So yeah, you might, it wouldn't hurt to get a laptop. If you get a laptop, just buy a little camera. Now I have, where did I put that? Now see, I have one of these that I'll probably do videos on later on. I love this little thing. It's not the greatest little thing, but I got it for a good price, and I like it. It has an eye on, it has a night vision, but it's not the best. I see. Now I like my tab. It's not. I don't know if I call it an iPad. It's more like a tablet that I use on the site. In fact, that was what I used when I was over at Gemma's. Was my tablet, and the camera on it wasn't very good. Now I wish I had brought my actual streaming camera, because I got this. It's a great camera, and I only paid like $30 for it on Amazon. Paul Wally's did an interesting bit on shadow people. You should check it out. Oh, I will. Hey, Edna, if you have a link for that, can you drop it? Now, see, I don't do a whole lot with this. I'm not a big. Sometimes I'll watch YouTube on it. Sometimes when I'm out and about and I'm waiting, like at the doctor's, I'll get on Facebook. But basically, it's just to keep contact. I want to get a camera for night shots. Ooh, now you can get decent, inexpensive ones. But if you're going to do that, you might want to splurge a little bit more on a good quality one. I thought about doing the same because now I'm right next to a cemetery. If I take that camera with me, I have to use the flashlight to help kind of brighten up the night vision on it, so it reaches a little farther. It's kind of hold the camera and hold the flashlight at the same time. But I want to do that too. Yeah, if you find it in either tonight or one of the nights that I'm on, if you drop the link, I'd appreciate it. So I know the name. I could probably just type in the name and probably find it. But if you know the link, that would be awesome. Yeah, because I have my theories about shadow people. I mean, everybody has their own theories. Most of them are pretty legit. A lot of my theories are just from my own experience, especially with the Hat Man. I've only seen him twice. And it's pretty funny that I saw him when I was in 5th grade, then turned around and saw him a couple of weeks ago. And it was almost it was the exact same thing. It was like the exact same situation. It wasn't the exact same situation, but it came off as the same thing because I didn't see no eyes, just that nasty smile. Now, I was in the store again today on my way home after running. And like I said, I've been go, go, go all day. When I saw her there today, and there was a shadow behind her, but she was clear at the other end, and I didn't see her until almost I was leaving. And I just didn't want to go look. But like I said, I was going to draw. I'm still wanting to draw a picture of what I'm seeing. But every time I sit down to try to draw it out, I get shaky. I get antsy. I get real anxiety. It doesn't want. Like I said, I used to do that when I was younger. I used to draw what I saw. And I used to write down what I saw. But I got rid of it all because I felt like I was feeding it, giving it life. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped doing it. Now, when I did the picture of the lady in the light, that happened right after everything had happened that first time. And my instinct was when I woke up, after I cried for a half hour, to draw it. And that's what I did. But this is a whole different situation. I'm going to try again over the weekend. Try to get myself to calm down and do it. I spent a lot of time playing ninja tag with my brother at night on the farm. Must have developed my own. Now, see, I see really good at night. Evildoers hide everywhere. Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. 100%. I've never seen one, Ghost, but you know why I'm interested. Yes, I do. And your question about cloaked figures was a good question Tuesday. And see, that's the thing. Cloaked figures have been seen, Jinn are often seen as cloaked figures. A lot of those are seen as cloaked figures. What they call monks that have gone the wrong way or have flipped and gone to the dark side are also seen it. But if you look at Hatman encounters and you go as far back as you can, I think the earliest one I found was like in the 1700s. But there might be some older than that. But as far as I know, that's the farthest I found any kind of encounter with a Hatman. That's what Paul was saying, that they are ancient. Yeah, the shadow people themselves have been around. And I kind of agree. Now, see, when I see them on people, around people, like I said, I see 3 types. And I know the 3 types. Except the 3rd type, I just can't figure out what they are. Because I can never pick up on them. But I can tell if they're human, a spirit of a friend or a foe. And then I can also tell. And then the second one is, like I said, it's either angelic or demonic. And then the 3rd one, I just can't figure out. That's kind of like the black-eyed kid I see in the hospitals. You don't know how much time I spend sometimes at night trying to find counters that are close to mine, that even come close to mine. Because I don't understand why. I see this thing. I chase it through the hospital. I've chased it through offices, but I don't see anybody else talking about these things. Why? You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. Makes me feel weird. It makes me like, why am I the only one? Am I just imagining this thing? That's like the white-eyed girl. Now, I know there's counters of her or white-eyed kids. Mine just happened to be a girl. Tried to capture how long my pubes getting. But yeah, when it, it's like when like when I was with Gemma at her doctor's, it was obvious that I was seeing, addiction demons or attachments. And I was seeing ones that I know she didn't see, but she was seeing stuff that I didn't see. But there were times we were seeing stuff together. But I think when we're together, it kind of amplifies. Oh, yeah, they are scared to tell us truth. There's a lot of things they don't tell. But I don't think they know everything. I think they know more than us, but not much more. And I think they still have a lot of questions too. If that's what you're talking about. Ditto. Yep. Because I know people that work with hires and I don't think they know everything. They act like they do, but I don't think they know everything. I think they have maybe not as many questions as us, but I think they still have a lot of questions. But they are definitely not telling us everything. And that goes for a lot of things. Like I always said, my big dream before I would pass is to be able to go down into the Vatican Library, because I would live there and read everything. And I mean everything. And if I can't read it, I will find a way to read it. I will learn that language and read it. Because that's one library I'm dying to get into. Because I love libraries. That's an interesting thought, alien believers. You can believe the truth of history, and this is in this world, and absolutely down in the Vatican. That's why they won't let us go read, because they lie and lie and lie. Yeah, the Vatican is an interesting situation, and it's kind of troubling. Actually, I mean, you got to kind of wonder about the Vatican that has a telescope that's literally named Lucifer. My stepfather and his father worked for Honeywell and the government. They know. Yet you're right, Ghost. They don't know everything. They don't. I honestly don't. I honestly believe that they don't know everything. They have a lot of questions, and that's why they fake certain things, because certain things are being faked. Like I said, AI is getting so good now that and they use it to discredit things. They use it to play tricks on us. Excuse me there. I'm getting a little hoarse. When a camera won't do what you want it to, it's nothing but a major aggravation. Yes, that is true, Vic. And that is true. Like I said, if you want someone with night vision, I would suggest if you can't go for like high quality, go a level down. Don't go for the cheap. I mean, now, I've seen some inexpensive stuff that works pretty good. But if you're going to do something like that, yeah, you want something that's, going to give you the benefits that you need. So you want to, do a product study of the things that you're looking at. I use an 1800 iOS film before switching to digital for night shots, luminous phone. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I had family member that worked for actually my brother's my oldest brother's wife has contact with Bell and worked with them, and now she's in the oil field. Now she works with an oil company, all types of oils. She makes bank. She makes bank. It ain't no wonder why he retired from Worthington Industries, because they gave him a package and she made good bucks. Yeah, Alien Believer, there's some things you're saying that make sense. Are they still as big as they were back in the day? Honeywell? Oh, yeah, they're still very active. Maybe not as talked about as much. Ralph, I understand. You deal with kids all day, so you have a pleasant night. Hope to see you Friday night. Please have a wonderful day tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Give lots of love to those kids and the fam. And please take care of yourself, sir. And hopefully I'll see you Friday night, sir. Yeah, he's got the Guardian Jackpot got the lowdown there. There you go, Vixen. Yes, sweet dreams, Ralph. Yeah, they're pretty low profile. Yeah, I agree with that, Blue. Because I know people that still work for Honeywell, but they don't do anything major. They basically just work in office. Yeah, I got a friend that works for Abstract Chemicals too. Seems to be casual. Rarely hear from them nowadays. Yeah, they still do stuff. They're not. They're active, but they're not as talked about as some of the big ones are. Lockheed, yeah, Martin, yeah, it's kind of works. Yeah, Blue got the lowdown. We should. I like that air. I'm letting you guys talk. That's why there's dead air sometimes. That gives me a chance to kind of scroll through chat. Ryan must have booked. If he comes back, I gotta make sure he knows that I'm gonna make sure he gets a wrench so he can post links. Make sure I tell Gemma. I'm gonna push those books. Push them books. I'd like to see the campfire stories do a little better, because I know some of those stories and they're great stories. If she can get a series, I'd space them out a little bit more. But hey, man, she's just going with what they're doing. She's just pumping them out, and that's what you do as a writer. So, Vixen, I will make sure that I let you know by Friday what the deal's on Tuesday, because I would love to have you on. I would love to try again. Like I said, I like to get Ryan on. I like to get Edna on just to have fun. What do you think, Edna? Come on for the fun of it. You don't have to have a camera. As long as you can talk into a mic, you can hide your face. You don't want to, because you got such a sweet face. A strong woman. Show that light, just like your family. I showed your picture to Patricia of the family and of the kids. Yes, I will. You're welcome, Vixen. She was blown away because she said the exact same thing that I did about it, and that they are bright. She said, "Holy cow, what a bright family!" I go, "Yeah," and it looks like there's a lot of intelligence there too. And she laughed. She goes, "More than that, a lot more than that." So she even blessed the picture, which I'd never seen her do before, but she blessed the picture. So did Thomas. So there you go. Hopefully that will help. She said she would keep you in her prayers, your family. And she hopes that the little one may have to do the same thing that mommy did and tell the thing to go away, that she's not scared of it and to go away. She feels that the children have a lot more power than maybe you and your daughter. So something to be aware of. Okay. Yeah, I talked to her over the weekend. And I meant to say something Tuesday, but like I said, it's been a crazy ride. And by the way, thank you for keeping me company Friday night. But good old AK really coming in at the last minute. Raymond and Cindy, I know she had to take off because she was on the phone. The 3-year-old is just like me. I worry about her in particular. Don't. Patricia says all the kids are stronger than you think. Now, they will have moments of suffering because with the brightness comes sometimes suffering. Just be there for them. She said to tell you to be there for them. I was going to contact you and tell you all this, and I'm glad I just got it out here. I didn't know how much public you want to make this, but I might as well say it while I'm on a roll. And she said that if you had questions, let me know. And she can, and I'll relay it to her. She's kind of private because she's a lot like Gemma, but she's more enclosed. And I mean, she travels a lot and stuff, but it's interesting how she works. She said that fear's going to come and go out of their lives. I think you know that. Fear is important. Thomas and Patricia are like me about fear. It's good not to have fear, but there's a reason for fear. So, it's okay to be afraid, but be there for them. Because unfortunately, with brightness like that, there's going to be a little suffering. I think you can vouch for that. I can vouch for that. I think a number of the people in this room probably could vouch for that. So it's a give and take thing. Just be there for them. Especially your daughter needs to be there and be strong with them. Good. But she said if you have any questions, if you are concerned about anything, to let me know, and I would let her know. And Thomas says that Thomas has my prayer list. Everybody, probably everybody, every gemstone that I know is on this prayer list. And he has a copy of it, and she has a copy of it. That's my prayer chain. If there's certain people that I know are hurting or suffering really extra hard, I let them know. Heck, it's pretty sad. I've known these people all my life, Thomas and Patricia. I think my mom and dad met them when we were younger. If they were to walk into this house now, he probably would not recognize them or even remember them. I know my mom wouldn't. I know mom didn't like Patricia too much, but she only met her a couple times. My mom met him more than my dad did. Yeah, they may come back. It's because of the light. And you know as well as I do, the brighter you shine, the more it attracts. And like I said last time, and it's time for you and your daughter to learn how to, don't build a wall, but a barrier is important. I don't know if they live in a house or an apartment, But if they live in a house, it wouldn't hurt to salt the property to help. Yeah, because, sage and all that stuff is good, but it's only like a temporary thing. And sometimes it doesn't always work. So it's good to teach them to build a barrier, because you don't want them to shun it either. And you don't want them to go, oh, I don't believe in that stuff. Because I've noticed with some people, especially when they're as bright as they are, they don't want to believe in this stuff. And it makes it even worse. So, just make them aware. If they don't want to indulge in it, make them aware. I hope you understand that. Yeah, it may come and go. And it may not be the same things. It may look like the same entity, but it may be something totally different. They're bright. I mean, she was like, holy cow. But she said that about my family too. I don't think, I'm the only one that in this, out of the 4 boys. I think my mom had gifts, but I'm not sure. And I don't like calling them gifts. Everybody else calls them gifts, because sometimes it's more of a hassle than it is a gift, especially in my way. And I mean, like I said, I was out today, saw shadows and things following people. Ugh. That's right, alien believers. You don't want to build walls unless they're for protection. And even then, it's a barrier. It's always good to see outside that wall. When I moved into my home, I did things I didn't even realize I was doing. I have crystals all over 4 corners. Yeah. I just did it, not knowing why. And that was your instinct. See, people do things in instinct without even thinking. The lesson to be learned from fear is learning from what? That we never face it alone. Teach them about the protection. Yes. Very well said. Very well said, Vixen. I'm going to put that up there. That is very well said. Yes, I agree. Yeah, most of the time it does feel like a curse. I've just learned to live with it. If it wasn't for Thomas and Patricia, they probably would have had me in an insane asylum a long time ago, especially with the lack of sleep. Sega team is new to you. Yeah, it's kind of new to me too. I just kind of stumbled on that not too long ago myself. So I'm not going to even attempt to explain it. Now, see, alien believers, I consider myself a Christian, and I'm very biblical in a lot of this stuff, only because of years of research, and I mean years of ever since I was a kid. So yeah, I've taken more of the. That's because every time my research always led me back to the Bible, and the anything biblical. I'm like Edna. I went and searched out everything I could find, and not just Christian related, all religions. But everything always led me right back to the Bible. Excuse me, I didn't mean to do that so loud. But that is very well said, Vixen. This will be an interesting Tuesday. I'm going to make sure. I think you and Gemma would have a great time together. That is a curse. And I do look at it as a curse sometimes. Sometimes, things have came down from earlier. And it's kind of came down, but I just got this gut-wrenching feeling it's going to pick up again. I really do. Especially seeing the Hat Man again. Because you got to figure, last time I saw him was when I was 5th grade. Why is all of a sudden he made it shown to me? He showed himself to me again. And with a woman, and this was a register lady in the register I always seem to go through. She's always real nice. She's very pleasant. Her bagger's always a real nice guy. Special needs guy. He's such a sweetheart. And I enjoyed the conversation with her. So it kind of was off-putting that there was a couple times I went back in, saw her, didn't see it. And then today, When I saw her down at the other end, when I was leaving and saw a shadow behind her, I wanted to go look. But my gut was like, nah, not today, dude. You've been busy. You're tired. This may not be a good thing. And I'm almost tempted, if I see it again, in her case, I probably will say something. And if she believes me, she believes me. If she don't, she don't. Yeah, I would say that too, Blue. There's no real time for them. But yeah, it's been years for me. It could have been only minutes for him. It's highly possible. It's just weird that I hadn't, other than in here, I haven't really talked about him. Patricia and Thomas both know the demon story. Well, Thomas was there for the demon story. But they both know both the situations and know more of the details that I haven't given here. Because especially with the demon encounter, a lot went on to lead up to that situation. A lot that I was seeing and not participating in, but there was a lot going on in that area at that time. With the Hat Man, though, at that age and seeing something like that really did mess with me. And it really hurt that mom and dad didn't believe me. And all day, what do I do? Because it did freak me out when that thing grinned and all I could see was nothing but sharp teeth and grinning like an evil Joker grin. It was not cool. And then do it again just about a week ago. It just kind of was like, holy crap. I mean, I was like, hurry, take my money, get this done, just get me out of here. Knowing the future you can't change is frustrating as hell to me. Yeah. But that's the thing, Edna. We're only supposed to witness it. We're not supposed to. It's really not our place to change it. Things have been laid out for a reason. That's my belief. That's my personal belief. You know how people go, oh, I'll go back in time or go ahead in time and stop it. It's not that simple. The butterfly effect is a very real thing to me. And it's something that I really do believe in because you can really mess things up. The archangels had a hard time preventing the war and flood because they lived their lives and graduated from school hard knocks before entering service to school. Huh, that's interesting. Archangels were an interesting subject. But see, that's the fallen angels. When it comes to the fallen angels, see, I believe, and I will stick by my guns on this, is there's a lot more to the fallen angels. See, you got to remember, they weren't bound to the earth when the flood happened. And I watched a video with Woodward Television. He did a thing that really kind of fell right in line with what I believe. I believe there were giants before the Nephilim. If that makes sense to you. Kind of says it in the Bible, days of the nights of kings of old. I think there were giants already before the Nephilim. And even some have survived during the flood. And I believe some of their genetics had survived after the flood. So, and the fallen angels, they weren't bound to the earth. So, you talk about Aztecs and stuff like this who have weird flying machines and stuff like that. Who's to say that the fallen angels didn't make crafts? When they fell to earth, they were kind of like us, but with kind of superpowers, super intelligence. They had the knowledge. They could have made a spacecraft and left and created minions to come check on us. And I think they're coming back now. I think they've always been here. The minions have always been checking on us. But I think they are ready to come back. As in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of Son of Man. And then you look at what's going on now. It's not far from. I mean, we're almost there. But again, that's my personal belief. But yeah, and just protect that family. Get your daughter aware. Get your children aware. Don't force anything on them. It's never good to force, but just make them aware. Work with them. Be there when they need you. That light, those lights are bright. So yeah, it's not, there's gonna be things coming and going. Some good and some bad. No, there was a lot of stuff that just popped up here. There's a theory that most of the time is fluid and can be changed. But there are also anchored fixed points in time that cannot be changed to allow for time to flow. Well said, Blue. Yes, I believe that too. That's kind of what I said, but I just don't like the concept of time travel and stuff like that. But that's me. But that was very, that's a very good theory, actually. Why are the angels I dealt with had already worked with before my companies lived, died their lives? Then we apt for service to work with me as a young man. They come way back in time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's a question for you to answer. I couldn't answer that question. We are far more advanced than they lead us. Yes, they were far more advanced than we are led to believe. And yes, your opinion is the same as mine. Yeah, they were way more advanced than we are led to be. In fact, some of that advanced technology carried on after the flood, and that's where you see. Let's just say it this way: there are a lot of prints of electricity being used, but they didn't have electricity then. So they didn't run gas lines through all these high places and light up these cities and these state fairs. So where did they get this electricity from? Think about it. A lot of bell towers, they were some kind of energy. They were pulling energy from the atmosphere, from the earth. It's not, yeah, I know it's not yours. I believe I've heard that theory before, Blue, but it is a sound theory. I mean, it makes sense. Excuse me again. Yes, they hide it from themselves. Yeah, I do. Well, I don't know if they hide it for themselves. They're greedy. It's about greed and control. Now, you believe that there's going to be a future? Um, I there may be, well, stuff's happening now, but I don't. Global warming is. I don't. I don't. My opinion is Earth is going to change. Earth goes through cycles. Okay, global warming or not, however you want to look at it, the Earth runs through cycles. We all know that. Um, the sun runs through cycles. Right now, the sun is very active. It will calm down again. Only problem is what happens during those cycles. Humans keep shooting themselves in the foot. Technology, or if we overreach too far, the creator knocks us back. That is well said too. I think we become so self-absorbed with the technology. Look at society now. Everybody's got their face in their phone. A majority of the people have their face in their phone most of the time. I don't think I need to say anymore. Technology is a good thing, until it becomes the ultimate thing. And then that's what everybody worships, technology. You know what I'm saying. Mother Nature will shake us off like a dog with fleas. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Not me. This is actually a good conversation. But see, my opinions are my opinions, and everybody should have an opinion. Everybody should have their own answers and their own thoughts and their own beliefs. It's always nice when people beliefs and opinions match and come together. And it's good when it doesn't, because we all learn from that. I mean, like I said, I'm very fixed in a lot of my beliefs, but I always keep an open mind, and I'm always willing to learn more. I think that's important. Even though I stay fast in my beliefs, I like the narrow path, but doesn't mean I can't look up at the sky and look at the whole view. You know what I'm saying? Hope that made sense. Gotta learn something new every day. I try to. And they're shifting again. I've been watching the North Star, and it is moving. Not much, but it has been moving further and further south. You know, we're due for a lot of things, you know. We're due for a pole flip. We're due for a major hurricane. Hurricanes, and there's major volcanoes. They're all locked and ready to go. It's just a matter of time now. When I can't move, I read. That's what I do. But I like reading anyways. To me, there's nothing like, I do a lot of reading online, but man, my eyes die afterwards. But I'll sit and hold a book all night, and I pretty quick reader. I can, depending on the size of the book, I can read a book in a night or in 2 days, depending on the thickness. I read War and Peace when I was a kid. In my teens, I read it in 2 days. My dad was like, holy crap. I'm not even going to try to read it because we are at 3 p.m. now. More than it's ever been naturally, the earth is catching up, starting to tip. Yeah, now that I do understand. Okay, now that I read it twice, yeah, that I agree with. Yeah, there is changes being made. Now, like I said, Mother Earth goes through cycles. Everything is a cycle. Everything is connected. Space is going through a cycle. The sun is going through a cycle. The planets are going through cycles. And what goes on out in space definitely affects us here on Earth. But I don't think people understand that too. You know, they're starting to see another, they're calling it a rogue planet. I don't know what it is, but I've seen pictures of it too. And I can't wait till I get a clear sky and hope I can catch this thing. But people are seeing what looks to be like a rogue planet next to the moon. And there are videos out there. The best ones I've seen have been on Mr. MBB33. Go check out his channel. He's got a couple good videos. In fact, I think he did a live stream on one that he actually saw it himself in there, and he's in Arizona. I noticed started changes a long time ago. Now you got to remember, not all changes are flat. When it comes to Earth, Mother Earth, or our wonderful planet Earth, like I said, cycles are slow, but they are picking up. It's becoming more and more noticeable. And that's only be right because, you know, when changes have been going for so long, after a while you start noticing those changes. And, you know, what happens in space affects the Earth. What goes on Earth affects us. Space affects us. I mean, it's all connected. Shauna was a massive reader. think she had made that comment at one time in one of the streams. She was a speed reader too. I'm still boxing and shipping books to friends and relatives. There you go. And what books they don't take, give them to the library. Because I'll tell you what, libraries can always use more books. Sounds happy, but love is the only answer. It does sound happy, but it's true. It's not going to help, but it does make things a lot easier to deal with. Because things are still going to happen, love or not. But love is the key to a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to the human race. And the things that live here a lot, that's alive on this planet with us. And that's including this planet. Because this planet is very much alive. And everything around us is very much a living organism in one form or another. Like I said, it's all connected. Humans, most greenhouse gases naturally bubble up from volcanic activity and necessarily eruptions, but slow leaks of gases. Ice stiffens the crust, it cracks, vents. Yeah, no, I know that. Fires, ages make the crust aesthetic. Yep. Humans are the only creatures that don't belong here. We make no sense. You sure about that? Because everything is connected. Now, there's a reason why we're here. And that's to take care of this planet. But we're not doing a very good job. Heck, we're having a hard enough time taking care of each other. But there was a time when we did. Then technology and other things influenced us. When it comes to the human race, I don't like to say there will never be a utopia, but there could be close if people would try hard enough. But you can't. It's hard. You can't have all good without having bad. You always have to have an opposite. There always has to be a way. It always got to equal out. For every good, there's bad. Right now, seems like the bad is kind of outweighing the good. That's up to us to make that balance again. We should be the caretaker. In a lot of ways, we're supposed to be. And that's the evil. And then that destroying it. They don't destroy it. They use it to their advantage. That's what evil does, is they use things for its advantage. That's the way I think of it. I believe that we were put here. I believe that we were put here. Yeah, we were put here. I agree with that. I mean, I'm not an evolutionist. Though I understand the concept, I'm not an evolutionist. Too many gaps, too many misplaced theories in that. Too many things that just don't make sense to me. How many species of vixen? Your guess is as good as mine, because we know that's been a lot, including ourselves. So I don't even need, I mean, we all pretty much know that the answer to that's probably God knows how many. Because greed and power it can be a good thing, but most of the time it ends up being a very bad. I don't know about that, Blue, but that's your opinion. My opinion's a little different on that. Because I think we were made of the earth. I mean, all our genes, all our DNA has just about everything that's alive is in our DNA in one form or another. except for octopuses and squids and a couple of other small, minute species. But we have plant, we have tree, we have almost most of the animals. I think we are very much a part of this earth. But again, that's my opinion. Buy stocks in water, folks. Yeah, if you think about it, if they really want to hurt us, they start cutting us food and then water supply. That will be the first thing they do to us. That is a fact. Cut the food supply and cut the water supply. Yes, yeah, I agree with you, Vixen. Yeah, there are people out there that live for nothing but chaos, and if they had a chance, they would burn it all down. Just I'm for those who've seen The Dark Knight with the Joker returns. Just think of the Joker theory. He was chaos. He would just prefer to see it. He didn't care about money or anything. He just wanted to see it all burn. There are unfortunately people like that. Yes. And that's true too, Blue, because we've accidentally created a few new species too. That is very true. Oh, yeah. Now, that's true. The Commonwealth, yeah, I agree with that. I'm not reading them out loud because I suck reading out loud. If I can read it, I will. I get tongue tied too easily. But yeah, that's well said, Blue. Yeah, I agree with that. Because we have created species too. And we've given environments we have made environments. Not only have we created species, but we've also created environments for new species, and sometimes not always the best kind of species to be born and part, to grown in and to be part of, to be a new species, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I'm getting tongue tied. What time is it? Like I said, it's been a long week. Oh, it's under like that. I'll probably take it to midnight. But I like this discussion. It's a good discussion. Actually, I like watching the discussion going on in chat. Like I said, I let you guys go and I just put my end feed in. I'm just more or less a rambling mediator or whatever. I'm not even going to say it because, like I said, I'm getting tongue tied. And I think most of you people know me now, but my views and stuff, which is fine because I value everybody's view in here, and even the new people that come in here with views. Always nice to see. So that's why I'm, Alien Believers is, I'm glad you're here. Guardian Jackpot, you're kind of new to my chat, I think. I mean, you're in Gemma streams, but I love seeing this kind of talk. And actually, this is a good topic because there's a lot more you can, just off this topic, you could spawn from so many other topics. 40 years or more, we started pulling bass with quarter-sized sores. Yeah, I'm also seeing fish now that have been half eaten and should be dead that are still swimming around. What's up with that? I've been fishing and I've seen some weird stuff fishing and out in nature. Some of this stuff that I'm seeing now is just creepy. Yes, I'm right with you, and I do respect everybody's opinion. I may not always agree with it. I mean, like I said, there's some things that me and Gemma, we don't always agree on everything, but that's good. That's a good thing. I do. People are paying labs to bring species back from extinction. Yes. Actually, I know. I read an article, and I need to find it again. About a month ago, that they are. We know that they're trying to resurrect the mammoth and the woolly mammoth. Like you said in your comment, somebody says that that China has also been playing around with raptors and T-Rex and a stegosaurus. Now, I don't know how true that is, but we also know, I've also read on the dark web that China has been messing with cloning with people. So now I'm beginning to wonder, you know how you hear these people talking about, oh, that star's a clone? Now I'm beginning to wonder if maybe some of this may be true, because from the article I read on the dark web, they've been cloning people for a while. Like I said, I don't know how true it is, because you can't, it's hard to check sources on the deep web unless you keep filing, and you got to watch how far you dig, because sometimes you come across things that, yeah, it may not be good because somebody will come knocking at your door. I already had a computer destroyed once because I got a little too nosy. And people don't believe me, but it actually happened. I got a little too nosy, and they took out my computer. And they made sure I knew that it was them. But yeah, they're messing with stuff. Because see, even though they're not supposed to be, there are countries that still allow it. Russia, China, a couple other places too, I believe. They 3D print clones. You know, I heard that concept before, and actually on the dark web, I ran into an article just about that. It's the same principle as the CRISPR. You know what the CRISPR is, don't you? They can literally select genes pool, create a person, the perfect person, or person ideal for you. So yeah, 3D printing is basically the same principle as the CRISPR. Alien tech, what you would call, yeah. What do you think they were doing back in the day when the Nephilim were around? You know, they were creating hybrids. Take two stink bugs, for instance. They aren't supposed to be in this country. We bought them here through a trade. Yes, we did. And man, they're so bad now. That's almost bad. We had one summer, it wasn't stink bugs, man. They were just ladybugs everywhere. I've never seen so many ladybugs in my life. We do all this to ourselves. Yes, we do. We create our own problems. We do. And what is going on in this political world, not just here, but all over, is happening because we're allowing it to happen. You know, people kind of forget that, you know, we do have a say, especially here. Maybe not as much in other countries because they'll shut you down. But here we have a say, and they're trying to be able, that's what they're trying to do now, is get to the point where they can shut you down. And we can't let that happen. I've seen dang stink bugs already. Yeah, in fact, that carrot, I hold two. I won't kill them because they're just nasty to kill. So I grab them and take them outside, and I grab them with a Kleenex and take them outside. Good night, Blue. You have a wonderful day tomorrow. We'll see you Friday. Take care. Have a good, safe day tomorrow. I flush them just so they end up in the. You know, there's a reason why they call them stink bugs. But yeah, that's what my dad does. He catches them and flushes them. I just let them outside. I would kill them, but they're a pain in the butt and they're messy. And they do kind of put off a real nasty odor. Yes, Blue, have a good day tomorrow. Yeah, I know it's that time of year. It's going to be a big one. We don't get them too bad here. It depends on where you're located too. Somebody said along the Appalachians would probably be really bad this year. So now we had them really good last year. So we'll be interested because it's a 7-year thing, right? I believe it's a 7-year thing, right? Plus this crazy weather. I think every little insect in the world is going to go crazy when it comes spring. It's going to be a wild one. It's going to be an interesting year. And you wonder why they keep wanting us to eat bugs. That's going to because they're going to be everywhere. You start checking your food too, because some of the food that's being made with flour is being made with cricket flour. And despite what people tell you, you cannot purify certain insects. Most insects you cannot purify. There are parasites in these insects that you cannot kill no matter what you do. Yeah, you ain't eating no bugs, but you better start checking your labels because they are using more and more cricket flour and certain types of flour that are bug made. Cricket is the big one now, and it is being used. So it's in the label. I'll have to tell you. I have to go look and find out what it's called, but it's basically cricket flour, cricket meal, and then you can't kill the parasites out. It's not like eating a bug that. Yeah, I know there's other countries that eat bugs, but even there, they suggest you don't do it. But these are people that have been eating these things for millennia because that's part of their food source. But they built up a certain tolerance to the parasites, I guess, or learned to coexist with them, but they're there. 50 countries refuse our food. Just think about that. Yes. And yeah, you need to stop and think why. Better boil the bug stew. It don't do no good. You can't kill. I know from the study I did on this when they started pushing it, and believe me, I've had chocolate covered crickets. I've had chocolate covered ants. I didn't know what I was eating until I started eating them, and then when they told me what I was eating, I stopped. I've had scorpion. I've even eaten a tarantula. Gross. I would never do it again. And that was done on a bet. Now I've had squid and stuff like that. Well, Mr. Mark Roberts, how are you, sir? At least you came in for the last half hour. I may go a little longer. It's a good conversation tonight. Hello, Dragon, everyone. Hope you're all a great day. It was weird. It's been a busy the last few days. I've been on the runs trying to get my daughter home. Poor kids are going nuts. They want to go home. And I don't blame them. If I wanted to eat bugs, I'd go catch them on my own. I don't know if I'd even eat the bug. I won't even feed my toads from the crickets out of the yard and stuff because of the pesticides that are used in the neighborhood. Because I know there are people out here that treat their yards. That's why I always tell people, if you're going to have a garden, go get clean topsoil and build a tabletop garden. You know what I'm saying? Don't put it in the ground because it's going to be contaminated. And despite what you may think, it's going to be contaminated because all the pesticides, all the stuff that people use on their lawns, what falls out of the sky. Now, when we had a garden, I had an indoor garden when I lived at the apartment complex, a little one. I made a little box garden. Grew a couple things of green beans and a couple of tomato plants. And I only used clean, fresh soil that I sifted and cleaned myself. And I only used filtered water and distilled water to water them. I never used anything. I made sure the water was taken care of. I need to go get my new magnetic water stirrers. I forget what they call them. I'm not even going to try to say it because I probably couldn't say it. BT corn killed the monarchs. Yeah, the GMO thing. They're supposed to label that food GMOs, but they're not on all of it. No, they're not. I just woke up. You just woke up. And you said you haven't been sleeping. What were you doing? You were sleeping. You should have stayed asleep and catched up on all that sleep you missed. I've actually, because I've been so tired. I'm not stressed. It's just trying to get things going. That's what I mean. I'm not stressed. Frustrated, yes, but not stressed. A little agitated about something. Yeah. Tired. Yeah. But I'm not stressing. I really am not. But yeah, the GMO thing I'm not cool with. We bought corn from a farm market. It was so good. And we were all like, man, this stuff is the best corn we ever had. I mean, I've never had corn this good. And I'm like, I wonder if it's GMO because it's not labeled or anything. It's from a farmer. So when I went back into the farm market and I asked him, because I always go, because now we go to check to see if he swears it's not GMO, that it comes off of, it comes from a give me a second. The name is at the top of my name. Amish. It comes from Amish country. My son goes, well, that's why it's so good. Because they refuse to use that stuff. But somebody has told me that they've some of these companies have been getting some of these Amish farmers to use their products. So I don't know. They spray the fields now. Yeah. That's something I don't see too much around here where I live, around the farms around Columbus. That is one thing I don't see. But I have seen the tractors out with the sprayers, pulling the thing or running the big tanks where they move around across the fields. That I've seen. But it's been a long time since I've seen a plain crop dusting. But then again, you don't know what they're spraying in the skies. Oh, those are contrails. No, they're chemtrails. But that's my own opinion. And she'll probably get something for that. So I got to watch because they'll probably put a bar at the end of this on the replay. Things have been weird. Had a good nights with someone I shouldn't even been around. Mine's not right. Young man, be careful. Just be careful. Moments of happiness just so it can come out to be grief labor is never a good thing. You got to think before you act. Think it through, young man. Think it through. It's a little late now. At least you enjoyed yourself. Shouldn't say it that way because I don't know what happened, Mike. Come here and I'll hit you with the chair and see if we can knock some sense back into you. I could use a good chair whacking a couple times too myself. How stupid is it to poison your? It's called population control, and I'll just leave it at that because right now that is a big thing that they're doing, but they're not discussing, and I don't think people are catching on because they're so caught up in all the distractions that this is all about population control. It's easier to control few people than it is the masses. They spray the fields right outside here. Oh, do they still? Yeah, they probably do. I eat it all. Heck, I use microwave. And microwaves are really not good for you either. We have a microwave. We barely use it now. And what I've gotten playing with now, I wish I'd gotten a bigger air fryer. And I love that thing. But it's basically like a microwave too, in a way. Yes, chemicals on it. I'll tell you what. I used to love McDonald's. McDonald's and Burger King were my places. Wendy's. But now that I've seen a cheeseburger that literally sat for almost 10 years and still looked like it was edible. I held it in my hand. You know, Twinkies have a shelf life of almost 20 years. That's why people, when Hostess went out, that's why people were buying up real Twinkies, because what you get now is not as good as what Hostess used to make. They were literally buying up Twinkies, Ho-Hos, anything they get their hands on. Yeah, they're still in the market, but they're not made the way they used to be made. You know, Little Debbie's have a pretty good shelf life too. But fluoride's just bad news all around. People don't realize how much fluoride is really bad, especially when used in large quantities. My buddy got rid of his, won't use it. It just uses the air fryer now. He just uses an air fryer now. I mean, we have a microwave. Sometimes it's nice to have, but I don't even heat up water in it anymore unless it's like a rush deal, because it really actually destroys the molecules in your water. Now, actually, out of all those fast food restaurants, I think Wendy's is probably one of the best. Their salads are not the best, but their burgers. I worked for Wendy's. Now, I knew what was coming in. I was always impressed by the quality of the beef, the burgers. Now, I wouldn't say the chili was high quality too, but things have changed. That was many moons ago. Yes, I don't eat fast food like I used to unless it's a rush deal. See, I don't even reheat food in the microwave anymore. I turn on the oven. I also have a toaster oven. I'll wrap it in aluminum foil and put it. If I have to wait a little longer, so I wait a little longer. I won't even cook TV dinners in the microwave. I cook them in the oven, like pot pies. I don't put them in the microwave. I put them in the oven. Actually, I think they taste better and they're crunchier. We're in the toaster oven. And now that I got the air fryer, I want to try one in the air fryer. Pizza's awesome in an air fryer. I just wish I'd gotten a bigger one. Gemma got a big one. When she gets the hang of using that thing, she's going to love it. And pizza's awesome in them. And we made fries the first time. I just got ours about a week, so I'm still playing with it. I cooked fries in it with the hamburgers tonight. I didn't cook the hamburgers in there. I like my hamburgers good and greasy. So I used the skill. I use a flat iron. But we cooked the fries in the air fryer. Oh man, they were so crunchy. They were perfect. Yeah, I used to live off the microwave food too. The pizza pockets, pizza rolls, hot pocket. Yeah, all that. Ooh, now I should get those for my dad. Might see, I would love to be able to eat mushrooms. God knows I try. I try every so often because I love the smell of mushrooms cooking. But man, as soon as I eat them, I get sicker than a dog. I don't know why. Maybe someday I'll be able to sit down and eat them and go, oh, I didn't get sick. But every time I eat them, I get sick. But I love the smell of them cooking. But Dad loves breaded mushrooms. I'm gonna have to find some good quality ones and cook them in there for him. He also likes fried okra. I don't mind fried okra once in a while, but he loves that stuff. But then again, he's old school. So. But yeah, I cooked one of those little Red Baron pan pizzas. It fit inside. I should have got a big one, but I wasn't sure if we'd like it or not. And we don't have a whole lot of kitchen space, so I grabbed a little small one. And Now we love it. Now I'm wishing I got a bigger one, but I'll use it for a while and then maybe move on to a bigger one. But I like my toaster oven too. We have a nice little toaster oven. I love that thing. The, the I make the best crab stuffed mushrooms. Oh, now you'll see. Now I don't mind crab, but like I said, I would love to eat mushrooms. But every time I try, I get sick. It sucks. You ordered a pizza just because you wanted bread and mushrooms. You know, my son gets mad because, like, if we order Chinese or Japanese, I don't get a meal. I order all the appetizers because I love it all. I love appetizers. Well, hello there, Kara. I am. I'm sorry, I can't eat mushroom. Must be it. I don't know what it is, but I worked for Bonanza in Ponderosa for years, and we sauteed mushrooms. I love the smell of them, and I would try to eat them then. No matter how many times I try, they make me sick, and I still try to this day. I love crab cakes, Edna. Oh yeah, I love crab cakes. I also like salmon cakes, salmon patties. I make a good salmon patty. My mom did too. Let's go take it out of the can, pat it, and put it on the skin. Make you surf and now, and now be careful how you put that because you know Mike, he's liable to take it the wrong way. You you can go to an allergist and get a test, Greg. You know, I thought about doing that because I've had allergy tests, and it doesn't feel like an allergy. It's just every time I eat them, I get sick. So that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that and find out if it is a problem. Thank you, Kara. I may just do that because I would like. See, I have a friend who swears by the lion mane mushrooms. Says it's good for everything. So I'm going to get some for Dad because he likes mushrooms, and I think he would do him a wonder. There's a lot of good benefits from that particular mushroom. I would love to. I'm afraid to eat it because it might be a waste of my money. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think I'll do that. Thank you. I just ordered. I've ordered just mushrooms, calamari, mozzarella sticks before. Doesn't feel right without bacon mushroom pizza. Well, if you're gonna go for it, you might as well go for it, right? I make mine the size of a baseball. Like my favorite seafood place, Stoney's. I've heard of Stoney's. If you ever come up to MD, go there. I will. Yeah, I love a good crab cake. Yes, line me. Yes. I I did a little somebody told me about it, so I started looking into it. Man, the benefits of this particular mushroom is astounding. You can get the pills and stuff, but I personally, if you're gonna do something like this, you want the raw form. You know what I'm saying? And but I'm afraid. I know he would eat it. He probably would love it. But I want to try it, but I'm afraid I'm gonna get sick. So actually your suggestion I may just follow through on that. Because man, I have tried. I even tried doing psychedelic mushrooms. Got sicker than a dog and it didn't do nothing. The only thing I was able to do was peyote. What is that on your t-shirt you were wearing? Oh, it's I went and saw Roger Waters about a year ago. It's a Roger Waters tour shirt. He was great. He got a little goofy there about mid-show, but I don't get too. I mean, he's an activist. I'm okay with that. He's a human activist, and he gets a little preachy, but because I don't go to the show to get preached to, I go to get to jam. But it was a great show. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy the show. Like I said, there was probably about about midway through the show, he kind of took a break from the regular stuff and did like kind of this bar thing where he told a story and did some song. And it just felt a little, it kind of like threw it off a little bit, but hey, it was an awesome show. But I will say it was an awesome show. Oh, I had a Wall shirt. I actually went to see Pink Floyd The Wall concert at Madison Square Garden behind my mom and dad's back. And I had a shirt from that. And when I was living with a bunch of guys, somebody stole it. I was kind of pissed. Do I watch Wendigo? I do every so often. He's not like, I'm not subscribed to him, but I make sure he stays in my feed. If he's got a good subject, I catch him. Plus, he's friends with a couple of the people that I watch. And they, Mr. GG. Do you watch Mr. GG? Because they're like good friends and they do stuff together. I know he does good stuff too. I'm trying to touch on all the subjects here. Yeah, it was a really good show. But I've seen a lot of shows in my life. I've been lucky when it comes to that. I don't know if I'd go now. My Tourette's have gotten a little worse as I've gotten older. Looking on Google, good news, Dragon. You may be allergic to only certain types of mushrooms. Allergy is a form of the proteins in the mushroom, which makes sense. Though I've tried a lot of different mushrooms, and I've always seemed to get sick or have stomach problems after. But you're suggesting about seeing an indigo. I'm not even tempted to say it because I get tongue-tied easily. Is a good idea. I never thought about that because there's another food that I can eat some ways, but I can't eat others. And I want to check into that too because I want, But mushrooms, I've always had a thing for mushrooms. But like I said, every time I've tried to eat mushrooms, I've gotten sick. I mean, my dad and family, my dad's from Chillicothe, so they used to go Mount Airy along those little mountain ranges and hunt and mushroom gathering. And they would come back with bags of all different types of mushrooms and make a big stew. And it always smelled so good. And every time I tried to eat it, I got sick. Yeah, you can spell it how you would, but because of my Tourette's, it's just see. Plus, I still get nervous here in stream, and that doesn't help. But yes, I will check into that because I never even thought of that. I just figured it was something I just couldn't eat. Everybody's got that one food they won't touch. But the problem is I want to touch this food. I really want to try the lion's mane because I hear even my own neurologist says, man, we got to figure out how to get this in you because it will be a big help for you and your pops. Thanks, Kara. Yeah, it's just the Tourette's messes with me now that I've gotten older. Everybody says I talk fine, and I know there are times that I sound like I'm mumbling too. So, but everybody comes and hangs out with me anyways, which really amazes me. That's why I love you guys all so much. That's why Gemma loves you guys all so much. I won't eat sushi. That's interesting. When I was kickboxing and doing a lot of stuff in the Japanese styles, I have relatives that lived in Japan, and I was eating Japanese food, sushi like crazy. Well, one time I got bad sushi, and it made me sick. It tore me up, and I have never touched it since. My dad wanted sushi the other day, but the place was closed on Tuesday, which is weird. But it's one of the better Japanese places here in Ohio. Don't eat bait. Yes. They wasn't that it was bait. It was, I loved sushi, but that one time. And yeah, I mean, I got sick. I just haven't touched it since. Now I worry about fish all the way because of all the chemicals out in the water now. Have the kindest eyes. Oh, thanks, Kara. Thank you so much. And then wants me to look into the camera so she can get a fix on me. She keeps trying to get a lock on me, but I keep blocking her off. She's trying to get a feel for me, bless her heart, but I just keep blocking her off. It's pretty sad. I can't block the things I see, but I do a pretty good job with humans. It's good to see you, Kara. I remember seeing in another other chats in the day. I don't get around like I used to because since I've moved in with, since Pop's gotten older and life's gotten crazier and me being here with Gemma, it's hard to get around like I used to. I still try though. You should go, Mike. Could be blood sugar. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Could be a diabetic. Hey, Latra, I didn't see you sneak in here. Hey, how you doing, Latra? Hope you're well. What a great chat tonight. And it's after midnight. I'm supposed to sign off now. Bye, everybody. Click. No, I'm not going to do that. Let's just not take it till 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay, Edna? Can we do that, Edna? Can we kind of not take it till 5 o'clock in the morning? Yeah, don't wait too long. And that's Edna's problem. She waits till she can't stand anymore, then she goes. Good to see you, Latra. Yeah, Kara, yeah, it's crazy anymore. Especially since he hit 90. There are times he's slow and wants to sleep, but when he's up and he's all wound up, it's like dealing with a 12-year-old. Bless his heart. I make no promises. Yeah, I bet you don't. She wasn't paying attention about how I block her off. But he does. He gets me going sometimes, and then there's sometimes I just worry about him. But it's good to see when he's all wound up, man. He's a character. I've gotten closer to my dad. I was kind of close to my mom and to my little brother, kind of screwed that up. But being here with dad, because he was always working when I was growing up. I saw him come home. The only time I see him is if I went to baseball or something. Make no promises. It cracks me up. I almost died because I had an abscess that got swollen. Yeah, Mike, you should have taken care of that a lot sooner than you did, too. Speaking of, I need to go for a bit. Oh, go ahead. It's a come and go thing here, Kara. It's like I said, it's chill and vibe and chill, however you want to put it. Come in, chill for a while, and when you feel comfortable, come back, leave, and come and go as you please. So if you come back, great. If you're too busy, that's fine too. I hope you have a wonderful night and a wonderful day tomorrow if you don't come back. We'll see how long I take this, because I am getting tongue-tied now. Please, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. It's been good to see you in chat lately, so please, I hope to see you Friday night, 7 o'clock. If you're not doing anything, Friday night with Gemma, 7:15. Friday night, Oracles. Love to see you again, but thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate it. And if you come back, we're still here. Just jump right back in. Like I said, I let chat. I'm just a moderator with a gabby mouth, so I try to keep up with you guys. Like I said when I post stuff, you come in and chill out for a bit, and hopefully you leave with good vibes, good loving vibes for the night and for the day tomorrow. That's the whole key of it. Though I haven't heard from Pam Smith for a while, I've been worrying about her. So Pammy, if you're out there listening, say hello so we know you're okay. But good night, Kara. Please have a wonderful one. Thanks for saying I have kind eyes. And sometimes I scare myself. And like I said, I got out of the shower just before I got on. I just can't do a thing with myself. No, I'm just picking on Jim. Yes, she came in that one night after we worried about her. She did stop in Oracle's that night. She didn't stay very long. And I haven't seen her since. That's like I worry about Ann Palmer, too. You know, I miss her when she would just pop in. You know, there was many times I've hung out with her late nights on other person's chat, talking to her. I just hope she's well, too. Got a nice scar on my neck from it. I got my scar. You can't see it because of the beard. I guess you can a little bit. But they had to rebuild my cervix. 7 of my cervix. No, it's not 7. You have 7. They had to replace 5 of them, and they were all in the middle. But I'm beginning to think the top 2 are starting to go. The bottom and the top one's starting to go now, too. That's from sleeping and doing this in my sleep. And that's all metal anyways. And fake cadaver bones. Well, not fake bones, but cadaver bones. But yeah, they probably had to go in to get the cysts. Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to send her good vibes too, Vixen. She's been on my mind. Ann Palmer pops in on my mind too sometimes. Because you don't see her every so often. She stops in and says, hey. Come back home. I just hope she's okay because I know some things and I worry about her. And hope that she finds her way back. But I'm just hoping she's okay and just dealing with things and doing the things she needs to be doing. And it's crazy procrastinator, but I am like that in the country. So I'm in a hurry to get things done. Rush, rush, rush. I had an abscess in my throat, but it perforated and couldn't drain it. Ooh. Well, see, that's like what they, when I had the Barrett's esophagus. It's a form of cancer. And they were, oh man, that was a nightmare. So I can imagine what you guys are going through. They didn't have to cut me open for that. They just were going down my throat. But they had nicked me. One time I got stuck in the hospital. This is actually just about the time me and Gemma started talking. They went in to do the work and take out the polyps. And the guy nicked my throat with the thing. And I was bleeding internally and had to keep me for a couple of days. I wasn't happy about that. But hey, it happens. And then I found out later it was kind of my own fault. They didn't have me sedated enough. And I woke up and started rocking on him while he had that in my throat. I don't remember it, but he said, yeah, you were coming to. And as soon as he goes, I know when you start to come to because your body immediately, they almost have to kill me to knock me out. Fixing mine was wisdom tooth. Yeah, that sucks when it's around the teeth. Next time, Mike, let me know. I'll get the chisel and the hammer out. We'll fix that baby and the duct tape. We'll get you all fixed up. Save you a doctor bill. They took bone. They took bone from my hip and infused it in my neck. They told me, I told them a cadaver bone wouldn't work, so I refused it. Yeah, well, here's the messed up thing. And then when they replaced mine with cadaver bones, they had the wrong size. So I'm laying on the table, my neck's all ripped open and pushed splat open, and I started a flat line. That's one of my times that I went through the death door because they had me out and they were trying to keep me from waking up, and they overdid it. They never had any problems with my neck since. Well, see, it's pretty sad because they put the cadaver bones in, and I still have an erector set in my neck. Hey, Ghost Dragon, I need more pool. Come over here. Well, no, you come here. I don't travel. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll meet you halfway. I got the pliers. I got the duct tape. Plenty of gauze. We'll get you hooked right up there, Mike. Bring a fifth with me. And do it the old way. Do it the way they used to do it in the cowboy days. We'll prop you down in a chair, strap you down, get you drunk, and start fooling. No, I wouldn't do that to you. Go see a professional. Just got greeted by Dave Scott, multi-channels. Yeah, I haven't listened to the channel. I used to listen to him on radio. Every so often, I still do. I haven't been on the YouTube channel for a while. Every so often, I pop in. I also had a tooth growing out of my gum upside down. It was my older brother had that happen. It was weird. I have an extra tooth back here, but they won't take it out. I don't know why. But it doesn't seem to bother me, so I'm not going to worry about it. But my dad got me to the dentist and was taking care of that. Abscess was later on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, usually if you get to them fast, they can take care of that. Abscesses just suck. Yeah, I don't know if I want someone else's bones. I would say that's probably why I have all the issues that I have, but I'm not going to say that because I appreciate the person who donated the bones to do that. I don't know if I'd want fake bones or some synthetic thing, but everybody has their, thing. They wanted to cage my entire spine. See, that's what they wanted to do to my dad. And he was like, no, just use the erector set and get me moving. Sounds good. My mom never took me to the dentist. So by the time I met my dad, I was too embarrassed and pain to go. My brother-in-law had teeth growing out of the roof of his mouth. They call it the caveman teeth. I've heard that too. I never heard it called caveman teeth, but I've heard of people having that. It's like something alters their growth path. Ew, my. I remember having all my wisdom teeth at the same time. See, that's what they did with me. But like I said, I have a tooth way up here. And they said just if it's not bothering, there's no reason to go after it. I haven't had any problems. I had every tooth in my mouth plus two. They were no room for any. Ooh. No, they were extra weird teeth. Extra weird teeth. I have vampire fangs, and my dad wanted them pulled. The dentist said I was too young at the time when the dentist said I was old enough. Dad said, never mind. My top teeth had to be removed by a surgeon. Now, see, my middle daughter had to have some of her front fixed. They didn't remove them. They just fixed them. It wasn't like using braces, but they fixed them. Now we're talking about teeth. First, we were talking about Mother Nature and all the craziness. Then we were talking about mushrooms and food. Now we're talking about teeth. Oh, I love this chat. It's so fun. I just love the topics we wander on. It makes it fun. I mean, we really hit the gambit some nights. We really do. But that's what it's all about. Like I said, I let you guys run the chat. I just go with the flow. So next thing we're going to talk about is the corns on our feet. I don't have any corns on my feet. I've stepped on a few corn before, but I've stepped on corn before, but I've never had corns on my feet. That's just being silly. It was not really that funny. I know it wasn't. I'm just trying not to look in the camera because I know Edna's still trying to get in there. Had a rear upper tooth pulled. They punctured the channel into a nasal. Ooh, ouch. I couldn't pull it back. Ooh, that sucks. Now, see, my son has a rare birth defect. And you know how you have that bone here, that cartridge? His has got a hole in it. And it messes with his sinuses so bad. But it will cost a fortune to fix it. How do you know that, Ghost? I'm watching you. I know you're watching me. You'll always watch me. You're trying to get in there. I want to know what makes that guy tick. No. And I'm going to be honest with you. You're not the only one in this chat that tries it, too. I'm going to tell you that right now, young lady. There's a couple other people that try to do that, too. They act like they don't know that I sense that stuff. Like I said, it's so weird. I can block out people, but I can't block out the things I see. Calcium makes the blood pH also responds with more acid, like how dentists recommend toothpaste has a grit harness 620 with tea, enamel, and baking soda. 3 polishes and whitens. Now, see, my dad for years only used baking soda. And I don't know why he ever switched to toothpaste. I don't know what caused it or what made him switch. Maybe it just got easier. My grandparents, both sides, only used baking soda and then later on, started using peroxide as the mouthwash. And I still use peroxide as a mouthwash too. At night, only at night before I go to bed. Really clean the mouth out. My youngest has his grandparents' birthmark in the exact same place. And my butterfly birthmark on my leg. It's weird because when I was working for Bonanza, we got robbed one night and the guy shot me. Was coming out with the bag. I was a manager at the time. I was leaving with the deposit bag, peroxide. And that's what I meant to say. I use peroxide. Yeah, I use peroxide at night. Sometimes in the morning, depending on how my mouth feels. I also clean with it too. After I scrub up out of the shower, clean myself down with it. Anyways, and the guy shot me with this old piece of crap Derringer. The bullet didn't go all the way in and the bullet actually just stuck in my leg, and I turned around and almost beat him to death with the bag. And but the bullet mark looks just like a mole on my dad's leg in the same spot. It's weird. But my brother Tim, what do they call them? Cherries? Yeah, it made him look like he had a black eye all of his life. It faded as he got older. Same spot, same leg. Yeah. Now, see, my little brother had the same birthmark as my mom, but Tim was the only one that had the birthmark under his eye. Port wine, port wine. I'm not a wine drinker. If you ever have a sore throat, make pasta with peroxide and baking soda. It'll still remove the infection and take the pain. Oh, I have to remember that. Oh, port wine birthmark. Ah, that's what you meant. I never heard it called that, Vixen. They hear my grandparents called it a cherry. I don't know if that sounds right, if I'm saying it right. But yeah, it was a birthmark, but it was in reddish up all through his teenage years. As he got older, it started to fade away. You can barely see it now. But it did it look like he always had a black eye. I know he caught a lot of crap for it. Who hit you today? I never heard it called that, a port wine birthmark. I actually like that better than cherry. Interesting. Must be the where you live kind of thing. I don't know. I've never heard it called that. That's wild. I actually like that better than a cherry. This is, to me, that just didn't sound right. Yeah, because my daughter had one on her face and one on her back, and it was red. I mean, but as she got older, it went away. I mean, it's still there. It just faded. You know what I'm saying? But I've never heard it called a port wine birthmark. That's new to me. I had a bright red ring birthmark around one finger. It faded away to nothing. Oh, really? Huh. You've just knocked you out? That's because you were trying to look into my eyes, Edna, and I told him to back you off a bit. Trying to get in my head, trying to get me, feel me out. You and these women, you and one other woman, actually a couple other women and a couple guys. See, but Edna, the thing is with you, I picked you up first. And welcome back. Yes, welcome back. I do pick you up real easy. I don't know what it is about you, but I can always tell when you're trying to get a feel for me. That's why I always make a joke when I do, because I can feel it. There's a couple other people in here that do the same thing. Somebody goes, why don't you set up the camera so when you talk to everybody, it looks like you're looking at them? And the problem is, because there's a reason why I do that, so you can't directly look into my eyes. I'll have to try harder. No, you just have to be sneakier. Phone died, sorry. Did you give it a CPR, man? Bring it back to life? Hey, it happens, Mike. And from National Lampoon. Yeah, that's Andrew's joke. Andrew runs with that a lot. Says he's going to mount her on his truck. Now it's a challenge. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can you do it? Can you? Uh-huh. You just fall in love with the blue eyes and you'll forget all about it. I tell you what, I've noticed lately that my eyes do change shades. Now, I know when I'm angry, they get a real dark blue. And when I'm content and happy, they're real light blue. When I'm in the sun, they're all real light blue. When I'm angry, they're a dark blue. But I've noticed some other shades lately. And I'm like, my son said, Dad, you know your eyes change shades quite a bit. Is it a mood thing? I go, I must be like a mood ring or something. That's really my name, Guardian Angel. Jackpot, Guardian Angel. Couldn't Edna. Edna. Some call her Ed. I call her Edna. Your eyes change too. My ex has hazel eyes, and there are days I swear they look brown, but she has real hazel eyes. But like I said, there are some days the way the light catches them, they look like deep brown. It's weird. Now, see, my son's pissed because he got my blonde hair when I was younger. I said, too bad you didn't get my white hair, but you don't want the white hair. You don't want that to happen because I don't know how you would react. But he's so mad because he's got my blonde hair, but he got his mom's hazel eyes. And it drives him nuts because, man, I wanted your blue eyes. And my oldest daughter has, her hair is like midnight black. When she was born, when Ashley was born, my wife had hiccups really bad during her pregnancy, really bad through most of her pregnancy. And my mom and all the relatives can say, that means that kid's going to have a lot of hair. When she was born, this little girl had coal black hair, and it was matted all the way down to the back of her neck. I'd never seen so much hair on a baby. My youngest has hazel eyes. Oh, it drives me nuts because, what are your blue eyes with my blonde hair? I have super high eyes lately. I don't even smoke. It's weird. It's called stress and lack of sleep. I'm glad you were sleeping though, Mike. You needed it. You should have stayed asleep. But I'm glad you stopped in, man. I'm happy to see everybody here tonight. It was a good crew tonight. Still is. I mean, I still got what? How many people do I have watching? 11 people watching. So the 11 people who are watching who are not involved with chat, thank you very much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I do appreciate that. I hope you're having a good time. Hope you're chilling and relaxing. I hope you, when we end this stream tonight, that you leave with some good vibes to start your night, finish your night, and start your day. Nacho, you have a good night. Yeah, you got to take care of that pussy dog. Notify for 2 and 2 is on. Just remember, Gemma Friday night, 7:15 this Friday, me midnight. I believe Laura's off tomorrow. She's every other week. Never affects me, Mike. That way, Mike, I'm lucky. When I try to search it, my 2 intros again. Always good vibes and a smile on my face. That's good. Well, I'll tell you what, Edna. I felt bad ending stream last Friday, but I just couldn't. I mean, usually you have a pretty good crowd. I don't know what was going on that night. It's good, and the show must go on, and I'm going to still stream the video no matter what. But it was funny because you saw what we had Friday night throughout the stream, but I still ended up with like 60 views. So the only thing I could think of is after I went off for the night, even about like an hour and a half after I stopped streaming, I went back and looked because I was still up. And I was like 27 views. And I'm like, where are the people? Were they just not showing? But I know they watched the video, and that's fine. That's what it's about. And you're going to have nights like that. I know that. Latro, you have a good night. Have a good day tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see you Friday at 7:15. I'll let you be the last time. I'll let you be the last time. Hey, it's all good. Let me be. I'll just sit and talk to myself all night. Well, I hate to say it, when I told Gemma, well, if I get on tonight and if it's anything like last Friday night, I'm probably gonna bail. But you guys proved me wrong. Bless your hearts. Love. This is why I love you guys. You always seem to show up at the right moment. And now, believe me, when I came in here, I was tired. I was pooped a little. I am still a little frustrated with things, but you guys always perk me up, just like I do, just like what happens when I stream with Gemma. Now it was quiet Tuesday, but that day. Whew, that was a crazy day. I mean, they wouldn't even leave me alone. Everybody knew I was streaming. My phone was still going off. That's why I never tried a YouTube. I can't talk myself, but that's the problem. I think we all talk to ourselves, and I don't. I know people say, "Oh no, I don't talk to myself," but yet I hear them talking to themselves. That's what I do. I just pretend I'd be talking to myself on camera. I would do it for a while, and then if nobody showed, I would have just gone home, back down to the cave. You're gonna have nights like that. Even I know that. But I swear, no matter what, I would still stream the video and go from there. Edna kept me company. Cindy had to go. Raymond moved along. AK really showed up at the last minute. I have full-blown conversations. I have my moments, Mike. I have my moments. But I always say, who says I'm talking to myself? How do you know I'm not talking to somebody? And Dad shuts up right away because who are you talking to? I'm not going to tell you, and I'd walk away. I'm talking to Edna. That's what I'm going to start telling him. I'm talking to Edna. She's trying to get in my head again. I'm not even in stream, and she's trying to get in my head, Dad. Who's Edna? She's working on me, man. She's trying to get in there. She's trying to figure me out, man. I don't know who's worse, her or Gemma, man. Trying to get in there and trying to fix those, trying to get into that clockwork in there and figure out how I tick. I'll tell you what, Edna. There are times during oracles that people do it, try to get in my head, and it's like, it ain't happening. Just stop. I want to openly say, stop. You're not going to get in. I want you to get a restful, healing sleep. You know, actually, Edna, I slept last night after that crazy day. I slept a solid like 4 hours. Giles, they all check on me when I sleep. Dad will check on me if he gets up in the middle of the night and goes to the bathroom. The same thing with Giles. Giles said he got up. He said, I was rocking really lightly, but he goes, you were out. You were snoring. You were asleep, which was good. And I noticed now and I'm going to be honest, every time I stream with Gemma, it seems that night I get a good 3 to 5 hours of sleep, even if I don't go to sleep right after stream, because a lot of times I'm up until 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'll go to, and then my body will finally give out. So I call myself a morning sleeper, even if it's just a couple hours. It's usually from anywhere between 4 and 5. I'll finally pass out, and I'll wake up anywhere between. Lately, it's been anywhere between 6. I'll go to sleep about 4 or 5, and I will say anywhere between 8 and 9. And then every so often, I'll get lucky and sleep to maybe 10. This morning, last night, I went to bed. I think it was almost 4 when I finally got my body to chill out enough that I could lay down and just rock. And let my body do its thing and not give me a grief. And when I woke up this morning, It was 9:30, so 4 hours, 5 hours. And he said, Giles said there were moments you could hear me rocking, but he said there was about an hour that he came down before he left for work to check on me because he gets up and turns off his alarm and then goes back and lays back down. And he said he came down to go to the bathroom. He said I was just rocking ever so slightly, but he said I was snoring. He said you were out, dude. So it is good, but it only seems the big sleeps seem to be when I stream with Gemma, and I get maybe like tonight streaming with you guys. When I do pass out, I say tonight when I sleep, but it's usually in the morning. I'll probably get a good solid 3 hours. A solid 3 hours to me is where when I wake up and I can tell I slept and my brain is rested, even though it feels like I ran a 100-yard dash all night long, back and forth for 2 hours, 3 hours, because it's obvious my bed's in the middle of the floor and stuff. But I sleep. But most of the time, it's I go to bed, I wake up rocking, go start the process over again, and sometimes I'll sleep for like a half hour and then I'll start that process all over again and start it all over again. That's enough about me. I usually sleep better after hanging with you guys. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think it's just, I mean, even though I know there's some people in this chat that, and these streams that don't particularly care for me, which is fine. I usually really good and relax after I leave here, especially with Gemma streams. But now my Tuesday talk is I can't really say because it's in the afternoon. And like I said, Tuesdays are crazy enough as it is. But it's nice to get in with her, and she gets a chance to chat without having to worry about doing oracle cards and this and that. That's why I'm glad she does Tuesdays, just because it gives her a chance to come in and talk with you guys and ramble. I'm just there for the ride. But those streams, that stream not as much as this stream, oracles, and Saturday nights are big helps for me when it comes to being more relaxed at night. And it's all because of you people. It really is. I'm belching. You have to forgive me. I'm happy if I get a decent couple hours. I am too. And it's like I tried taking naps. Every so often I might be able to get a cat nap in. But then it screws me all up. Did I send you the bruises on my arm pictures, Ghost? I think you did. Let me go check. Let me make sure, Edna. But I think you did. You may have. Hold on. Where are you, Edna? Oh, I gave you your own box. Hold on. Hold on. I'm pulling to make sure you did. Okay, wait. That's the family one. Yeah, she was like, when I showed her that family picture of you guys, she was like, holy crap. That's a lot of bright light there. Maybe you didn't, Edna. Hold on. There's the story. And by the way, I totally enjoyed the story. And I think Gemma is going to use your story. So I don't know if you've talked to her. Oh. No, I don't think you did it because I can't find it. Nope, you didn't. So you'll have to send me that. You do feel bad when you miss me, don't? When you miss a stream, don't you? Bless your heart. No, you did not. So you're gonna have to send that to me, Edna, if you want me to see it. Yeah, I thought you did. All I got is your story and picture of you and the fam. There's a picture of your daughter. The little people story, yes. But I didn't see the one of your bruises. I usually put your stuff in your own file. And I didn't see it. Hold on a sec. I'll look again. It'll take me a little bit to go through. After you cleanse it. I know you remember you telling me about that when it happened. If you sent the picture, maybe I delete. I shouldn't have deleted it. Should have been there. I didn't see it. Well, I'll go back and look again. Yeah, if you can, resend it, and I'll look at it later. I'll also show Patricia, too. Hey, now tell me about it. I've had my share of bruises. Except my bruises look like burn marks. When they come after me, it literally looks like they're burning me. They're not scrapes. They're not. I've had those too. But usually when I'm attacked, it looks like I'm burnt. In fact, I showed Gemma, I think I showed you guys the one time, it literally looked like somebody took a cigarette or a cigar and was burning me. But they didn't burn. They hurt, but they didn't burn. And then they got real ugly and then they fade away. I'm sure it felt real. I know mine do. And it's even worse when you can look at them and go, that was real. Yeah, because I thought you did send it. I know we talked about it, but maybe you didn't send it. I'll have to go back and look. I got kind of things mixed up in my football folders, so I'll have to go back and re-straighten again. Yeah, I enjoyed your story. Encounter, because it's not a story, it's an encounter. To me, a story is kind of like being truthful, but there's elements of kind of playing it up. When somebody says they want to tell me an encounter, to me that means they're telling me something that's actually, they're going to give me details. They're going to get real. That's the way I see it. Now I know how I could get bruises like that sleeping in bed. Honey, I've seen weirder things happen. I've gotten bruises like that just walking around, not bumping into anything, and all of a sudden felt like something grabbed me, like I did at the carry out. Though I seen that thing grab me. But yeah, I've seen, and if you go to a doctor, when I showed my doctor the bruises I got one time, I mean, it literally looked like a hand. It looked like somebody had fire on their tips of the fingers, and just like that. He goes, "Oh, that's an iron deficiency," and I'm like, "That's not an iron deficiency, dude. I don't have an iron problem. Look at how fast my nails grow." Because you have a good idea about iron. You know how you have good iron levers is when your nails grow real good. Okay, go to sleep, Mikey. Let your phone charge. Get some rest, buddy. We'll see you Friday. You yell for me anytime you want, dude. Okay? Just leave a messenger or whatever. Have a good one, bud. Have a wonderful night. Get some rest. One day at a time. And we'll see you Friday. Be well, good man. I'm not a good writer either. Ask Gemma. I write, and it's funny because I was a B student. I was a pretty good English student, but I write how I talk. And you can imagine how I talk. You guys know how I talk. Imagine my writing like that. It was funny because I learned how she was, and when I got over the time I got to know her, I would actually leave pauses for her to make comments in the stories because I knew she was going to use it as an encounter. So I would leave pauses so she can make it. It's like she finally in one story she goes, "I think she did this because he knew I was going to say something." Good night, sir. If you get restless, I'll come over and bang you over with a chair. I'll call Eris and send Eris over to hit you with the chair. Or do a flying flop off the ropes. I'm being me. Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah, I used to drive my English teacher. Go, man, you're so good at English, and why do you do that? And I'm like, because I figured, I'm expressing myself just the way I express myself. Now, I've written some good papers in my day. The other thing is, too, I was good in English, but I suck at spelling. And then the writing over the years, I was a pretty good writer in my day. But over the years, you get more relaxed. And then I just started writing how I talked. And people don't like, oh, well. And Gemma got used to it real fast. I always tell her, when I write her stuff, I always tell her, you can edit this the way it fits to your liking. Yeah, get some rest, Mike. I'm sure I haven't really been in and out of Facebook. I've been in and out. Anymore, it's pretty much to go in there and promote stuff for her or me. I'll hit the notifications and answer or check on those, and I'm out. I've never been a big fan of Facebook. And like I said, I was off it for years. But I will admit, there's some great, most of you people are on my friends list. So, excuse me. What time we got? 12, 10 till. I think I'll call it at 1 o'clock. It's a weeknight. We all need our rest. I got to get up and check on my daughter in the morning. Make sure everything's ready to go. I think she's just planning on leaving Friday or Saturday. That poor girl. Those kids are going nuts. I thought I was going to actually have to take her home. Gemma would have bumped because I would have been gone for a while. And hopefully it doesn't come to that. But I will if I need to either follow her home or make sure, ride with her and take a plane back. But I just want to make sure they get home. Tina, my ex, can't do it. She's got a job. I mean, she works from home, but she's got work to do. And it's a busy time for her. So, plus she does taxes. So she's preparing for that. So I'd be the only one to be able to do it. And my daughter, damn straight, I would do it. But right now it's looking good. I just want them to get home. Those poor kids are ready to go home. I wish I could remember what they looked like when they changed. And remember on the hand. Mine really weird. It starts off like a burn mark. Then they turn like a real deep black and blue. And then they just kind of fade away. But they hang around for a while. I mean, it's just like it doesn't happen in a couple of days. I mean, they hang around for weeks. And it takes a while to fade away. I think the weirdest thing that ever happened to me was I was at a friend's. He wanted me to check. Well, we were there to watch a football game. But he also wanted me to kind of get a feel for his house. He had just bought the house. And I'm not like that type of person. I'm not like Gemma or you, some of you folks. So when people ask me, I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a hit and miss. But I can tell you if something's following around in the house, if it's attached to you, maybe. So I don't, don't always see everything. Like a really deep bruise, yeah. And then you can tell whatever they do to me, it's deep because it literally starts off looking like they burned me. But I'm standing around in the house. I was getting ready to leave, and I go, "This would be a perfect time." The house was quiet. Everybody was gone. It was just me and him. So I'm walking around the house. All of a sudden, I felt a burning sensation right up underneath my arm. I lifted my shirt up. It wasn't scratch mark. It literally looked like something just went and took their hand and went smack. But I didn't feel it. It just all of a sudden started burning. And I literally had a handprint. And that was there for like 2 days. And then it just went away. Yeah, there's nothing like those really deep, because I've had my share of falling and getting those really deep bruises. And that's what they're kind of like. But mine look like they literally are burn marks when they start. Actually, Dad thought I had burned myself. The one I had a big one right here where something had grabbed me one Halloween. Because that's when I get them the most. It's around Halloween. I don't know why. Well, I do kind of know why. Strongest time of the, as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, and it was huge. And it literally looked like I had burned myself. It even bubbled up a little bit like a burn. Patricia seems to think that it's not trying to get my attention. It's just mad at me because I can see them. And see, she says, they may not see you at first, seeing them, but there are times when you see them and you may not think they're seeing you, but they may know that you're watching. And she says, those are the ones I worry about, Stephen, because those are the ones that I think attack you at some point, which is probably true. But most of the time, I'm pretty sure they don't see me. There's only been a few times, and especially lately, there have been times that I know they saw me. That's why I was freaking out for that while, because there were times I was seeing them. And I'm still seeing scary stuff, but not like it was before. There for about 4 months, 3 months, I was seeing some pretty screwed up stuff. But I have a funny feeling it's going to start again. My gut keeps telling me just to kind of be aware. Mine lasted a couple of weeks. The pic must be on my cell phone. Yeah, just when you get a chance, send it to me. You may have sent it to me, and I might have filed it somewhere, and I'm just gonna have to go look. Sometimes stuff like that, I move off so I can show people, like Patricia or Thomas. I'll do this. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette while I spend my last couple minutes with you guys. I've been trying not to smoke on stream, but a lot of times I smoke during Oracle is to keep my mouth shut so I don't bother Gemma. Oh, we're down to 3 people. It'd be a good time to call it a night. Oh, wheezy wheeze. Yeah, we're fading off. Everybody's fading off for the night. Yeah. Let me check something here real quick. I got 15 people watching. Well, hello, 15 people. Well, no way I have 15 people. Oh, that's 15 likes. 6 watching. I'm trying to compare my counter in StreamYard with the counter on YouTube. 6 people. Well, hello, 6 people. Once again, I thank everybody that's you had to reboot. And then when I looked, I was looking at the likes. So yeah, please, and if those who come back and watch replay, just make sure you put a thumbs up. You can give a thumbs down, but it'd be nice if you give a thumbs up. And leave a comment. Now, I have been poor late. I've been so busy lately, I haven't been able to go back on all these videos. And usually, even in Gemma's premiere videos, I need to go back and leave comments because it's good to leave comments. Just be nice. But I thank everybody who hung out with me tonight. I appreciate you. I hope you left with good vibes and had a good chilling time. And those who watch replay, if you make it to the end, I appreciate you for watching. I hope you got a kick out of the conversation for the night. Seen spirits but never been slapped. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I see, that's the thing. I didn't feel it. It just burned all of a sudden. And when I lifted my shirt, his eyes got huge. He was like, Steve. And he drags me to the mirror and goes, look. I was like, holy crap. And then it was the handprint. I mean, and it was pretty big. And I go, well, I guess that tells you something's in the house. He's like, so Thomas went over like a couple days later and blessed his house. He said he never really had any problems, but he had him come over and give it to him anyways. Yeah, I've been listening still, but scrolling. Hey, it's all good, jackpot. Like I said, these nights are all about you guys. Come in, have a conversation. As you've seen, we hold our conversations hit the gambit. So, you know, I'm glad everybody comes in and has it. It was a good night. I'm glad. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. I want everybody to have a wonderful night. I'll probably actually rest tonight. I'm pooped. And I got a busy day tomorrow, too. So I'm kind of glad Pixie's off tomorrow, unless I'm told otherwise. I still got a couple more things to do to get her situated and get her out of here and take care of some things in the house. I have a lot of work to do here. I got a wall to fix. And my son decided to change his room around and dump the stuff in the living room, so we have to fix that back up. Go to the store. I went to the store today, but only bought necessities. I really need to go to the store and do a big run. So it's going to be a fun day tomorrow. And it's funny because Dad, when I go to the store with Daddy, he doesn't understand why I kind of keep my head down. And sometimes he'll notice I'll see something and he doesn't know what to say. But yes, everybody have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for hanging with me. I really do hope you guys, folks that here now and folks have been watching, you leave with good, loving vibes. Have a wonderful night again and again and again. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Please be safe out there. Be well. Treat each other well. And show a little kindness, as Gemma says. Give a stranger a smile, like she says. And just have a good day tomorrow. And I'll see you guys all on the flip side of Saturday. On the flip side. See, I get turned around. I'll see you guys on the flip side of Friday of 7:15. And it was a good night. Yes, it was, Edna. Don't look into my eyes. Have a wonderful day. I got to do something with my hair. It's getting long, so my wings are coming back. Have a wonderful night, folks. And I'll see you on the flip side of Friday. Bless you all. Thank you again for hanging. Love you all. Much love and all that good junk. And I'll see you Friday. Peace out, guys. See you on the flip side.